Obviously, it's a little more difficult for me to work with you seated and explain the corrections because one, I can't see most of you. Most of you have your screens blacked out. And secondly, it's just even hard to see the little screens. So if you need help at any point, you're all going to be muted. But if you need help at any point, please don't hesitate to unmute yourself and chime in. I have absolutely no problem with that. We have not been recording, so there's no issue of privacy or anything at that effect. Once we start recording again, just understand that if you do chime in, you'll be on the recording that goes on to YouTube. Any questions? Okay, so then we're going to mute everybody. I'm going to put up my website address just in case anybody doesn't know where it is. And good. All right. Great. All right, so let's go into the Wuji stance. Feet flat on the floor. Knees slightly bent. Hips slightly forward, so you have a nice flat back. Breathe in and out through the nose. Let the shoulders relax. Let the arms come forward and down. Feel like the top of the head is being lifted upward. So you're elongating your spine, but keeping the chin in just a little bit. So we have a nice straight posture. And each time you exhale, feel yourself settling down deeper into the ground. Breathe the energy up from the earth all the way up the body, and then breathe it down deep into the center of the earth. And just focus on the breath. Focus on the movement of the energy. Let's start with bringing down the heavens. So we're going to take our palms up, starting low down. As we breathe in, feel the weight of the energy or the chi as you lift upward. When you get all the way to the top, breathe out and push that energy down through the top of your head, all the way down your torso, deep into the ground. Breathing in and out through the nose. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Do it at your own pace. Have a pause between the breaths. Kind of just gives you a second to reset. One more time. And put both hands over your lower dantian, which is about 2 inches below the belly button. Just do some nice deep abdominal breathing. Now, I was just thinking some of the postures we may do today may have your head coming down. So if that causes you to have vertigo or loss of balance, don't go down at all or just a little bit. Do what's comfortable for you. Good. Let's just turn the palms upward. Visualize white light coming up from the ground, up through the bottom of your feet as you lift that light up your torso. Your hands rotate in front of your face. They come up over your head. Look between your fingers. Hold your breath. Look forward. Exhale as you come down. Again, nice long breath. Pause between. So we get up here, we look between the fingertips. Hold our breath, we look forward. Then we exhale down. And there's a pause as you reset. And then we breathe in. Make sure to rotate your hands so they're coming up the body, palm up. They come in front of my face, they rotate outward, and then eventually palms facing to the sky. One more time. Good. This time we're going to add another element. So we're going to come up, go all the way up. Keep looking forward and push upward. Come back down to the lower dantian. Then come up to the shoulders and push outward. Then come back down. And then we start over. So go up, breathe out. Down to the lower dantian. Breathe in as you bring it up. Breathe out as you push out. Now we're going to add another element this time. I'm going to go all the way up. Back down to the lower dantian. Back up to the shoulders. Out to the sides. Bring it in, down to the lower dantian with a nice flat back. Drop forward. Then push forward. Then bring it back to the lower dantian, straighten up. So we go up, back down to the lower dantian. We come up, go to the sides. Come in and down to the lower dantian, bend over, and then go forward. And then back down to the lower dantian and we start over. One more time. Full sequence, all the way up. Back down to the lower dantian. up to the shoulders and out. In and back down to lower dantian. Bend over with a flat back. Push to the front. Bring it in as we straighten up. Good. Let your left hand come up. Right hand stays palm down. Push up. Rotate so the pinkies are facing the body. Back of the hands cross. And when we switch, connecting in heaven and earth. We breathe in as the hands come down and together. Breathe out as they separate. And then with the pause, get a little extra stretch. And breathe out. Now this time, we're going to go up, hold it. One hand up, one hand down. Lean to the opposite side. And just feel that stretch all the way through the side of your body. Come back to the center. Hands cross, go up, and lean. One more time. Bring your hands back to the middle dantian, the heart center, the chest. Going to take your left hand fingers up in front of your body. Right hand fingers pointed towards the ground, behind the body. Stand nice and tall and just twist around as far as comfortable. Breathe out. Breathe back into the center as this hand comes back around towards my head and now goes out. Last one. Come back to the center. Put your hands on the lower dantian and just do some nice deep abdominal breaths. So feel your abdomen expand as you draw your breath in. And let it contract back towards the spine as you breathe out. Go to a wider stance. Put your hands on your thighs. Bend over just a little bit so that you're nice and anchored. And just shift your weight from side to side. Nice and slow. Nice wide stance. Now relax the upper body. So as I go to this side, my shoulder's going to drop, my head's going to drop. Then I shift my weight, then my shoulder drops, my head drops the opposite way. So I'm no longer really supporting myself on my hands, I'm just flowing back and forth. moves like a river. I always like to think of kelp swaying with the wave action. Good. Couple more. And come back to center. Stay in the wide stance. Just go ahead and drop over. Make sure the knees are bent slightly. And in each exhale, just let yourself drop lower. Just let the back of your legs, your lower back, all stretch out. Let the neck relax, shoulders relax. Bend your knees so you're going almost into a crouch position, and then push up with your legs. So we're not lifting it all with our back. Bring down the heavens. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Staying with this wide stance, turn your feet out about a 45-degree angle. We're going to do the horse riding stance, or a variation, just a light variation of horse riding stance. Now the key, please, be careful of your knees. You don't want your knees, if I bend like this, I'm going to do harm to my knees. I don't want to be doing this. What I want to be doing is making believe there's a stool back here, putting some weight into my heels and just leaning back so that, notice, my knee never moves out beyond the toes and it stays in line with the feet. So as the knee, if I was going to move my knees like this, which I don't want to do, notice it's following the direction of the feet. So as you go down, they're following the direction of the feet and they're staying back so that they're never over your toes. The wider you do that, very often makes it easier. But the key really here is you want to have a nice flat back, sitting up nice and tall as you drop down to however you're comfortable. And then push back up with your legs. Hopefully everybody's comfortable with that. Goes only as deep as comfortable. If you're getting to the point where it's uncomfortable, come up a little bit. If you have to stay at the full height, that's fine too. All right? So all we're going to do at this point is go back to shifting the weight. So we're going to go side to side. Bring your hands in front of you. If you remember, we've done swimming dragon before. As I move to the side, my fingers stay pointed to the sky. I'm going to push my hands to that side while I look over the opposite shoulder. Then I'm going to come back to the center. Then I'm going to switch to the opposite side. Breathe into the middle. Breathe out as you push to the side. So notice the fingers and the hands basically just float straight across. And come back to the center and come up, shake it out. Good. Okay. Let's do a little flying. So go back to a little bit wider than the Wuji stance. so that you feel stable. We're going to narrow that down in a moment. But for now, just get into that nice position, feel nice and stable, attached to the ground. As you breathe in, your arms just come up a little bit. And it's not even your hands don't lift. You're not lifting with your arm muscles almost. It's the breath that's going to raise your arms. And it's like being pulled up at the wrist. So my hand just kind of is along for the ride. So my hand just kind of goes. And so as I breathe in, I'm only going to come up a little bit the first time. Second time, I'll go a little bit higher. And eventually I'll get to not quite shoulder height. That's as high as you want to go. Let the breath control it. It's not the muscles of the arms. And you're not, some of you are doing this. It's not lifting from the shoulders. It's more like lifting from the wrist, but except the wrist just kind of glides upward and glides back down. I breathe in, drawing the arms with the breath upward. As I breathe out through the nose, my arms float down. The visualization I like to use here is imagine you're in a swimming pool and you've got cords attached to your wrist, and then the cord at the other end has a cork. And so as you're in the pool, the cork pulls your arms up ever so slowly. And then somebody cuts the cord and they float back down. Then we put a new cork on and up it goes. And just get into this flow. Focus on the breath, nothing else. Nice and slow pause between the inhalation and the exhalation, and then a pause between the exhalation and the inhalation. Good. Now bring your feet a little bit closer together. We're going to add a couple elements to this. So you decide whichever side you want. I call it the post leg, but remember to bend your knee. Knee is never locked out. So whichever leg you feel more comfortable with, that's the leg you're going to start with. And all you're going to do is as your arms rise up, your heel rises up. So most of the weight is going to be in this opposite leg, and the heel just comes up with the arms and goes back down with the arms. Feel that transfer of weight. Don't rush it. Do the arms with the heel coming up, nice and slow, synchronized with the breath. Good. Now, if you feel comfortable with it, when you get to the point where the heel is the highest point, see if you can just lift the foot off the ground just by an inch. Now, one of the most important things here is find a focal point about 12 feet in front of you. Stare at that point. Focus on that point. That will help maintain your balance. So we can lift the heel and then the toe, and then it all settles back down. Nice and easy. Good. Now, if you're comfortable with that, we're going to go one additional step. If this is as much as you feel comfortable with, just stay with that. If you're still keeping the toe down, that's fine too. If you're using something to help balance, do that. This will come in time. Don't rush it. Don't feel uncomfortable at any time. So crane soaring, we're going to come up and back down. So you'll notice the knee on this side is staying bent. The foot, the leg moves with the arms, and they're both powered by my breath. One more. And down. Good. Shake it out. Before we go to the opposite leg, the other leg is going to be harder. Because if you just allow yourself or your body to choose which side you started on, your body started you on your stronger side. The body protects you. The body knows how to do that. It's rather brilliant that way. So what I'd like to do before we go to what I consider your weaker side is an energy medicine move called the crossover. And all you're going to do is you're going to march in place with the opposite hand to the other knee. So just go like that. Just march in place and make sure to make contact with the opposite leg. Good. Now stop. Some of you are having a little trouble with this, and I'm just surmising that. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it up a little bit. First, we're going to go same side. So the same side hand hits the same side knee. Two more. Good. Now, opposite sides. Crossover. Two more. Good. Now go back to same side again. Two more. Good. Now crossing over again. Two more. And stop. Shake it out. Now, the opposite leg is going to be the leg that's going to support you. Hopefully by doing the cross crawl, we've actually built up the system to help with your balance. So put the weight on that leg. Let's go right into lifting the toe with flying. So you're going to fly nice and slow. Try to just get into the zone. Let the breath lift the arms, all nice and slow. So there's no muscles involved. At least that's what it should feel like. Good. Now, if you're comfortable with that, and it's feeling very natural, just at the last part, lift your foot off just an inch and then settle it back down. So we're not just lifting the leg. It's all still staying in that same sequence. Toe goes down first, then the heel. Remember to keep the knee bent on the leg that's taking most of the weight of the body, or if you're lifting it up, taking all the weight of the body. Make sure to find that focal point about 12 feet in front of you. That's going to help maintain your balance. And then when you're ready, if you can go into crane soaring, you're just not going to put your foot down. One more time. And down and shake it out. Good. We'll come back to legs. Let's do a little upper body. Let's start with shoulder rolls. So you're just going to bring your shoulders up and around. Turn nice big circles. Let your arms just hang. So it's all out of the shoulders. Turn nice big shoulder rolls. And reverse. Let's do alternating circles. We're just going to come around. Turn side to side. Sorry. One more time. Good. And let's bring the arms alternatingly forward. And reverse. Windmill. And slow it down. Let's do dragon spreads its tail. So gather the energy from the bottom of your feet, bring it up your torso, palms up to the middle dantian. Then turn so that your hands go to your left side. Palms facing you so they're on your left shoulder. As you breathe out, you're going to turn the palms and push away as you look over the opposite shoulder. Breathe in, focus on that palm coming back at you. As you breathe out, look to the horizon over the opposite shoulder. Push with the heel of the hand, not with the fingers, so that you don't lock out your elbow. If I'm pushing my fingers, notice my arm goes straight out. If I push with the heel of my hand, I can't lock my elbow out. So I'm just pushing with the heel of the hand. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as you look at that hand coming back at you. One more time. Bring that energy in, send it down to the ground, recycling whatever energy you no longer need. Gathering fresh energy, bringing it up to the middle dantian, bringing the hands now to your right side. Push away to the right as you look over your left shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Breathe it in and down. Good. Bring down the heavens one time. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Good. Let's do gathering chi. So you're going to come out with your left hand. It's going to circle around and pull the energy into the middle dantian. And the right hand circles around and comes in. So we're just going back and forth. The rotating of the hand is very important. It mimics the spirals in nature. Feel the gathering of that energy and pulling it into that sea of vitality, your lower dantian. One more time each side. And stop with both hands over the lower dantian. Palms down. Try to imagine there's a surface there. See if you can feel a substance under your hands. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a wide stance. Go to a wider stance. Put your hands on that tabletop, fairly close to you. We're going to shift to one side. That brings our hands to the side. Then we're going to circle around, shifting to the opposite side. Keeping the hands fairly close together, but not touching. Trying to make contact with that tabletop the entire time. Using our body mechanics to move this circle rather than the muscles in our arms. It's almost like our hands are not even moving. It's just where our body has positioned them. See if you can feel that cool surface under your hand, or it might be warm. Feel some kind of resistance, feel some kind of substance. One more time, and we're going to reverse. So we're going to bring it around to the side, and then we're going to switch. Make sure you're getting that change of weight from one leg to the other. As that Jane Brody article was talking about, changing the weight is critical to your body learning how to achieve balance. And so it's this weight shift back and forth. They talk about in the article how hiking on a flat surface does absolutely nothing for your balance. But hiking on an uneven surface, like a mountain trail that's all rocky and uneven, will definitely help a lot with your balance. Working on a paddle board where your weight has to shift from one foot to the other. One more time around, back to the center. Now this time we're going to do pebble in the pond. Your butt goes out, stay in the wide stance. Your butt goes out, that pushes your hands away from you. They circle around, your hips come in. So again, you're hardly moving your hands, you're hardly moving your arms. Nice and slow. Breathe in as they come towards you. Breathe out as they go away from you. Now let's rotate the hands over while we're doing this. So they go out, palm down, then they come back, palm up. And try to imagine as you're going out, your fingertips are rubbing along the surface of the water. Visualize and feel the ripples in the water that your fingers are causing. All that energy that you're then going to gather up and bring in back into the lower dantian. Good. This is two-handed pebble in the pond. Let's do one-handed pebble in the pond. So come back to the center. Start with your left hand. You're going to go, your right hand is going to stay below the lower dantian, palm up. Your left hand, palm down, cycles around, and then comes in, palms up. Then the right hand goes out and comes back in. And notice again, there's a big weight shift here. Nice wide stance. So I'm hardly even moving my arm. Just by moving my body, my hand moves across the surface. Sending ripples of energy out into the universe, and then gathering energy and bringing it back into my lower dantian. One more time each side. Good. Bring a little bit closer. And just stand there, relax one hand over the other, over your lower dantian. See if you can feel the energy surging through your body. Breathe in and out through your nose. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just lightly behind your teeth. And see if that doesn't help you feel the energy that we've activated it just a little bit more. Notice where the energy is not moving, where it's become stagnant or blocked. Just be aware of it and move on. The body's brilliant. By helping it find these places, we facilitate healing. Go to about shoulder width height, shoulder width stance. Bring the hands up, palms facing towards the body, wrists cross. Come in front of the face, and then palms turn out and down. So we breathe in, breathe out. Now as you go down, drop down a little bit in your knee, bending the knees just a little bit. Keeping the back nice and straight, nice straight stance. And then straightening up, but not locking the knees out as you come back up. One more time. This time, bring the hands up to the face. Come back to a comfortable stance. Put the hands in front of your face, a couple of inches away. See if you can't feel warmth or cold or tingling. It's the energy coming out of your Lao Gong points. Points in your palms of your hand. They're like mini chakras. Make a nice big circle around your face. Nice and slow. Feel that energy massaging your face. Feel that energy moving from point to point as it penetrates your skin, your muscles, your bone, your organs. And reverse. Now keeping a cupped hand, put them right over your eyes, or leave it so they're not flat against your eyeballs. Breathe that energy in and flutter your eyes. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Good. Take your hands, place them on your forehead. Come up over the top of the head. Down the back of the head, just behind the ears. Back of the hands turn, follow the jawline down the neck. Come down to the middle dantian and just hold there for a moment. Breathe that in. Let's do that again. So we're going to come up to the eyes, the forehead, up over the top of the head, following the temporal area behind the ears, turning the hands over, following the jawline, down the front of the neck, the middle dantian. We're going to do this one last time. Nice deep breaths. And bring the hands up to the eyes. Over the top of the head. Down behind the ears, back of the hands following the jawline. Down the neck to the middle dantian. Go ahead, back to Wuji stance, keeping your hands over your heart, over your middle dantian. Drop your hands down and see if you can feel the energy between your hands. See if you can feel that chi ball. And turn it side to side. See if you can feel the weight of that ball in your hand. And as that energy is building and the ball's getting heavier, relax into it. And then go ahead and take that ball and just put it in one hand. Doesn't matter which one. Just hold on to that ball. Take your other hand, put it behind it, and slowly push that into the middle dantian and right into the chest. Feel the warmth or the cool or whatever as it enters the body. Feel that resistance as you push that ball into your chest. It enters the heart, the lungs, spreads out through the rest of your torso, down your arms, down your legs. Take a couple of deep breaths. Bring your feet together. Right hand palm up below the lower dantian. Left hand scoops out, thumb and first finger spread apart. Thumb faces the central line of your body as it comes down, as you breathe out. You get to the bottom, we switch. Breathe in, breathe out. Now this time, as you start to come down, stop at your upper dantian, between your eyes. Feel the energy coming out of that opening between the first finger and the thumb. We call that the tiger's mouth. Picture gold light coming out of that space, entering through your forehead, filling your brain cavity, being absorbed by that upper dantian. That holder of wisdom chi. Then drop down to the middle dantian, red light coming out, filling the middle dantian, filling the heart. Feel the warmth spreading out throughout your chest. Drop down and switch. Gold light. Removing any darkness, negative thoughts, any stagnation, till your whole head is aglow with brilliant, loving light. Drop down to the middle dantian. Red light continuing to flood the middle dantian with that warm, loving light, dispelling any negative emotions, removing any darkness, stagnation, blockages, until your whole chest cavity is aglow with this warm, loving red light as it spreads out further and starts to interact with the gold light from the upper dantian. And then come down to the lower dantian, one hand over the other. Feel the energy of your palms filling the lower dantian. That lower dantian growing, glowing, spreading out, spiraling down your legs and up your torso as it interacts with the energy of the other two dantians, and they all mix together. Picture yourself ablaze with energy as that energy moves out beyond your physical body, encasing you in a protective cocoon. Enjoy that feeling of weightlessness as you float inside that cocoon. Take note of what it feels like to be safe, to be healthy, to be at peace. Take a nice deep breath and gather those good feelings and all of those energies and take them with you for the rest of the day. Thank you.